Hey everybody, this is Lorelia coming to you with a very quick message for you today. Want to talk about the subject for credit and two ways how you can avoid being scammed with business credit. And I usually do not like to use the word scam because at the end of the day, it's all relative. It's based on the person's level of understanding. When I say the person, meaning the person who is screaming out scam. And a lot of times, what people really look at scam to be is that, no, the way I define it, let me just say that the way I define scam is that you paid for something and got something totally different. I ordered a pair of brand new sneakers off the internet. Instead of me getting a pair of brand new sneakers off the internet, you send me some old dingy sneakers. That to me sounds like a scam. But it's really hard to really cry scam when it comes to expertise and service. Why? Because at the end of the day, it really is relative. Now, promised that I was going to say two ways to avoid yourself from being scammed. The first thing is knowledge and 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 expertise. And what do I mean by that? If you really want to avoid, the reason why I'm actually looking down because I want to pull up stuff, books. This is actually a book that I got at my local library that because when I say knowledge, I'm talking about reading and being a student. um this was a free book that my local library was giving away. This is it's a classic, but it's a book that I'm going to have my children read. Rich Kid Smart Kid, and they've read Rich Dad Poor Dad's book, but this is the Rich Kid Smart Kid, and this is giving your child a financial head start. um Even though it says it's made for kids, a lot of times, a lot of these principles, many adults should know. And if they don't know, this is a good time to get reading. Now, this book was free. Another book that I'm reading is a very small read. It was only about $4 on Amazon. And it's called The 7-Day Mental Diet. Now, this book is all about mindset because really your success in life, even when it comes to business credit, business funding, it's all mindset. I had a few consultations today, and on one of the consultations, I told the individual that getting the money is easy. The money is easy to get. And when a person hears me say that the money is easy to get, they somewhat get floored or they feel like I'm BSing them. And the reason why whenever they, get a little confused and think I'm BSing them is because um, mindset. And I said, I believe in my last video or my last two videos, is that bank on yourself. The last couple of videos, I've been really talking a lot on investing in yourself and getting access to knowledge and be able to apply it. And what happens is that a lot of people don't want to bank on themselves. So when you don't want to bank on yourself, what happens is it's real easy to scream scam, scam, because at the end of the day, a person never wants to really own their stuff. They don't want to take responsibility of being able to take ownership of what it is that they want. So going back to what I said, the topic is about how to avoid yourself being scammed. The first one, as I said, is knowledge and expertise. Now, you never can go wrong with books. actually have 3 books here. 3 books here. I'm actually sitting in a park. My daughter is bike riding, and I'm gonna get in some mental, or should I say, some information um, diet. You know, taking in information. And I also said in my last video that how during this pandemic that's going on right now, we're dealing with riots, we're dealing with a pandemic, we're still dealing with the state of New Jersey. It's just getting to open. And during all this, I know I've personally invested about $4,000 in myself, investing in, 2 coaches that I feel that can help me um, in my business, in 2 businesses. Not one time did I ever feel like, because I did a video about this before a few years ago, and I said why I can't never get scammed. Like I mean that wholeheartedly. The reason why I can't never get scammed is because I am willing to bank on myself. I really do believe that if I get access to information that I didn't know, because 9 times out of 10, if I'm looking into anyone to be able to consult with or to coach with, I realize that that person knows something more than me. So I never approach the situation as if I need for that person to prove to me that what they have worked. I'm already sold on it. And that is what I want to tell people is that, should you vet who it is that you want to work with? Yes. But what I find is that a lot of people want a level of assurance that they're not even willing to they're not even willing to do for themselves. Like, it's easy for someone to point the finger and say, "Are you going to get me this?" But it's easy to do that, but it's hard to point the finger inward and say, "Hey, if this person tells me, if I decide to work with them and they tell me to do this and they tell me to do that and they hold me accountable for this, will I do it? Will I do it?" Because the thing is that what people don't understand is that sometimes there's information that you may get access to that you may not even be at the level to really understand what it is that you're getting access to, you know. Um some people just aren't ready for it. And so when they're not ready for it, they really don't know how to apply it. And even though they're being told how to apply it, they're a little resistant because they may not be ready. And that's where books come in. That's where knowledge and expertise. Because if you're constantly working on yourself, if you are constantly reading, you're very clear on the results that you want. You're very clear. I had a conversation with a person today, and they said they went all into about they've paid people in the past, they didn't get what they want, and some people just have ulterior motives. But what I find is that when a person leans on that understanding, "Oh, I didn't get what I wanted, I thought I was good," because a lot of times they haven't even did their own work. Because sometimes you need to really do your own homework before you can decide to even work with anyone. That goes for anyone. Like, I feel for the person that really goes into a situation as a blank slate. Because even if you decide to go in as a blank slate, your mindset has to be so strong that you're willing to let go of anything that you knew prior, and totally be a student to what it is that that person is sharing with you. But what I find is that many people are not willing to let go of some information that they have probably gotten before, or things that have been ingrained in them since they were children. And so when they hear something that may be polarizing, that could really help them, they approach it as, nah, I don't want to really do that. They want to pick and choose what it is that they want to do. Case in point, one of the coaches, or that I've decided to hire, has to do with business. And some of the stuff I knew, like, because I've invested in myself before, so I heard it. But see, I approached it as if I never knew the information before. So I'm doing what it is that person is telling me to do. I'm not going in it with, well, um, you know, I tried to do it this way, or I was working with this person and they told me to do it that way, or I don't really think it's going to work. What it is that, you telling me to do. I really want this, because at the end of the day, most people just want the end result. They don't want the stuff that is needed to get them to the end result. And then what happens is that they default to a very easy place. Scam, scam. That's what they default to. So that's my first one, knowledge and expertise. The second one is really clearly being real with yourself, and understanding that Rome was not built in a day. So sometimes it takes time, especially when it comes with your economic household, in terms of business, in terms of the financial literacy that you may have. That's why I said earlier that some people are not able to really understand what it is that they have their hands on. Case in point, I say this so many times. There's people who have a business. They have not, they haven't, they haven't, they don't even have let me reframe it. They don't even have a credit card with $2,000 on it. They don't even have a business that's generating at least $1,000. But for some reason, they want access to $50,000. Do you think you are financially mature enough to get access to that much money? Do you really think that you are in the position to get access to a 50,000 business line of credit when you know personally you've only been able to get for yourself $1,000, maybe, and then you have a business that's not generating no money, but some way or the other you want to magically get access to $50,000 in a business line of credit? Where they doing that? Because sign me up. Sign me up. Sign me up. Understanding things take growth. It takes time. It takes time. And when a person does not take into account that things take time, what happens is that when they don't get the results that they want immediately, they scream, scam, scam. When really they're not at the time and place to be able to receive what it is that they want. You're not in a position to receive a $50,000 business line of credit. You're not in a position to receive a $20,000 business line of credit, because you personally only have been able to possibly get was probably $500 or $1,000. But then you think that there are financial institutions who are giving you this money. And I know that some people, they can do great graphics, and they great pictures, and it really seems like, no, I can really, I really feel like that, I can, this person can really help me. And by all means, I'm not here to tell you who can help you and who can't, but understand that, lean on books, lean on books, get some knowledge and some understanding, so then you don't have to feel scammed. And then you can walk away from, like I always use the school of thought. Whenever I buy something or invest in something I know can help me, I'm only looking for one thing. Because 9 times out of 10, there's something that I can take away from that situation that I probably didn't know prior to. See, some people are so, they lack, their financial maturity is so low, and they really lack they have a very low financial IQ, that they're thinking that one person is going to be the end all and be all. And understand that there's going to be levels to your financial elevation. There's going to be levels. It's the same way when I decided to work with the business coach that I'm working with. I understood that there was a level of success that I was looking for that person to have, to be able to help me. Because I know by knowledge and understanding and things that I've invested in, that if they were only going to show me this, I didn't need that. You see what I'm saying? And so many people don't even know how to discern. They don't even have that much discernment to say, you know what, this is really where I'm at, and this is where I'm looking to get to. You see what I'm saying? Or some people, their slate is so blank that they don't even realize that their slate is blank, and then they're looking to, like I said, a $50,000 line of credit. They got a blank slate, but this is what they want. So I'm not gonna make this a long, drawn out video, because I'm already at 17 minutes. But understand, those are the two things. If you want to avoid being scammed, if you want to avoid, not, being bamboozled, it doesn't have anything to do with, you know, let me try it out for free. You see what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, if you're looking at anyone who's online, whether it's their videos, reading their content, or whatever, you already sold on that, the fact that the person probably could help you. You already sold on that. You don't need, you ain't, thinking like, oh, I don't really think they can help you. You already sold on it. So now you just need to figure out if it's a good fit for you. So I want to leave you with that. So once again, if you are looking for $25,000 or more in business funding, business credit, go to bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com. Understand, I'm unable to work with everybody, and I can't work with everybody, and I don't want to work with everybody. Everybody I'm not able to help. Some people, yes, they have a blank slate, and I can't do magic. But I hope this can help you. You want to avoid being scammed? There you go. I gave you 2 reasons. And so there you have it. Hope you can apply it to, your business and your personal financial situation. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.